Hi there, it's Ashley here for your next stamp, and I have this week's Stamp Crate Repeat video for you guys. I wanted to mention again at the beginning of this video that as of 2020 there is a new YouTube policy, so I just wanted to put a little disclaimer at the beginning of this video that it is intended for viewers that are over 18 years of age. So let's get started. I have a fun tag Valentine's project for this week. I thought it would be fun to do a paper piecing video where I showed how to do some really easy tags. These are so cute, and it is a great way to use up some paper scraps that you have in your scrap bin. So I'm just going to start by showing you what I used to make them, and then I will share with you how I made them. So to begin with, I used the Your Next Stamp black olive ink and wire snips. I also pulled in some twine from my stash. This is just the Doodlebug spring assortment set, and I used the pink and this like pinky red color here as well. For the stamp set, I used this set. It is an older set, but it's so precious. It's called Mason Jars, and this little topper here is adorable. So you get the two different sizes, and there is also coordinating dies that you can use with this project as well. So first of all, I'm going to show you my scrap bin. This is just one of those photo boxes from Michaels, and I love my scrap bin. I honestly love looking through it, and I can just get so much inspiration out of it. I never throw out any pieces. I even save really tiny ones because I love paper piecing, and I save these for my journals or my scrapbooking. And so I'm just looking through here, and I'm going to find some different Valentine papers. And what I like to do is just take the stamp out of the packaging, and you can hold it up and you're actually able to see what the paper piecing will look like. So it gives you a good idea if the print is too large. Those pages were 12 by 12 pages, so they're actually a little bit large, but the 6 by 6 pages are amazing for paper piecing. So I'm just pulling out some pinks and reds, and there was just so many cute patterns in here, and some of them were even like Christmas sheets or other seasons. And so I was able to find those when maybe if I didn't look in a specific patterned paper collection, I wouldn't have found it. Like if it was a Christmas paper collection, I might not have seen a red polka dot one that I'm using because that was from a Christmas set. So this is just a great way to have a ton of different assortment of papers, and so there was just so many to choose from. So I thought it'd be fun for you guys to see today. And even like those tiny pieces, if I'm doing scrapbooking or journaling, I just cut them into little flags. So don't ever throw out any of your little pieces. This box is just like a box of inspiration for me. And I think if you guys tried it, you would find the same thing. I love my scrap box. And whenever it gets full, I know it's time for paper piecing. And it was getting pretty full in there. So I just pulled out a bunch of pinks and purples and a whole bunch of Valentine ones. So these were the ones I had to use. So I'm just going to take the mason jar topper here, and I'm going to use the ink. I'm using the Recollection 65-pound cardstock, and I'm going to stamp this out twice. I ended up making quite a few of these, but I just showed how to do 2 of them for this video, so it wasn't so long. And I'm just showing you can move it around so that you can pick what design or what area of the design you want to use. And then I ended up doing this cute polka dot one. So in this portion of the video, I'm just stamping out a ton of these. I only end up using 2 of them, but I thought it'd be nice to leave this in so you could see all the different assortments of papers and how they kind of looked. It was really hard to pick. They're all so precious, but these will be great for little like goodie bags. I could tie them on, or any type of little Valentine type packaging tags that I need. So I'm also going to stamp out 2 of the bottom pieces. Now I'm going to take the coordinating dies, I'm just snipping them apart with my wire trimmers, and then I'm going to use some washi tape just to hold them into place, and I'll run it through my die cutting machine. And as you can see, I always rave about the Your Next Stamp black olive ink, but just look how black and crisp it is. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I just absolutely love that ink. It's by far my favorite I've ever found. So now I'm going to run that through first, and then once I run that through, I'm going to then run it through again to get the other ones, but I'll show you the close-up here. So especially if you're making a lot of these tags, definitely purchase the coordinating dies because it made it so much faster. And how cute is that? This would be adorable even for like if you were doing a Thanksgiving project and wanted to use paper, a Christmas project, you could do St. Patrick's Day, Thanksgiving, any type of occasion. Easter would be so cute. Like this is a really nice stamp set that's just will last you for a lot of projects. So now I'm just getting out my glue stick and my little tiny sewing scissors, and I can show you how I'm going to trim these apart. So As you can tell, there was so many to pick from. I couldn't decide which ones to use. They were all so, so cute, but I ended up using the red one, and then I also used the pink one with the gingham on it. So just to begin with, I'm going to just take my sewing scissors. I just purchased these at a sewing store, and they're really nice and fine, but you could use any type of scissors, especially for this paper piecing. It was really easy to cut this one out, so I'm just going around the little scalloping here. And then I'm going to go all the way around the top. And I'm just going to show as well that you could definitely just trim around this whole outside bit and use this as the top. You wouldn't even have to use the other portion, but I really want to be able to color the bow. So because I want to color the bow, I'm going to trim around on the black line where the bow is. It's totally your preference. If you're making a lot of these, you definitely could skip this step, but I think it just adds a nice touch to have a little bit of coloring on it. So now that I have this part trimmed out, I can just set it there and I can get out my Copic markers, and I'm going to color this one in red. I actually change it later, but at this point I was going to do it with red. And so this was the one I'll use later with the red paper piecing, and I switched them around. But this I used R39, and I'm just adding the darkest colors here, and then I'm going to use R27 and R14. And I'm just blending that out. And how cute is this little jar? I love these so, so much. Especially the little polka dots that go around the bottom. It looks like it's a little doily. So I'm going to set this one off to the side, and I'm going to do the next one. So the next one that I'm going to do is the red polka dots, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did for the pink one. I'm just going to cut around the whole outside, and then I will adhere it on. First, I'm just going to use the pink color and do the pink bow. So for the pink one, I used RV06, RV04, and RV02. And now that I'm voicing over this video and watching back, I actually think the red bow with the pink gingham looks so cute, but at the time I wasn't sure if I liked it, so I do switch them around, but I think it did actually look really sweet. So now I put the pink ones on there, and that looks super cute too with the pink. And so for the red now, I'm going to just trim all the way around the outside, same as I did with the pink one. I love paper piecing. I know it's definitely not everyone's thing. Some people don't like it having to do the fussy cutting, but I've always been a lover of fussy cutting, and it's just there's something relaxing about just sitting and cutting a whole bunch of these out, and I love doing it while I'm watching TV or watching a movie. My husband and I actually just got Disney Plus, and we've been watching all of the old Disney movies, like all the classic movies, and it's just so reminiscent. I love them all so much, and I just have been having such a great time watching them all. We just watched Aladdin the other day, and I just couldn't believe how much I actually remembered from it. It was so cute. So anyways, I switched these around, and I'm just kind of playing around with them. So I decided to put the pink paper piecing with the pink colored bow. And I do put down this little piece of scrap paper just so that I don't get any glue on the surface of my desk. And I prefer to use glue stick for this part. And definitely make sure to do the coloring before you glue on the paper piecing, because otherwise it can run into the paper piecing and it can bleed over into it. So I did also put an acrylic block on top. Just this helps make sure that it stays in place and really gives it a nice firm hold there. So I'm going to do the same thing with the red one. And now I'm just going to set them on top, and how precious are these? So I actually pulled out my gray markers as well. I just took C2, which is a really light color gray, and I went around all the like little edges, and then I'm going to take C0 and just blend that in just around that outside portion. It just gives a little bit of shadow, and just so that it's not completely white, I wanted that little bit of color there for the jar. Also, another option is to do it in like a light turquoise or light blue color. That would also look nice. So now I'm just going to take my ATG gun and adhere down these top pieces. So I'm just putting it at the bottom part so that the top part doesn't have any glue on it. And I'm doing that to both of these. And they just look so precious. You could leave them like this if you wanted to put it on a gift that was just like a present, or if you wanted to use it as like a little like card with this sweet little message on it. But I just took my hole punch and punched out at the top there. And then I'm going to take some twine, and I'm just taking a little bit of the pink and the red there. So I just fold it in half twice, and then I'm going to loop it through. And then I just cut off the top so that all the pieces are the same length. And I'm going to do the same with the second one. And that is my project for this week. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I will link everything that I used in the description box below. And thank you as always so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye now.